The secondary bracket quarterfinals end here as we determine who will be the second and last trainer moving to the semi-finals. Last time we saw a fierce gym leader battle between Blaine and Sabrina, two of the strongest gym leaders in all of Kanto, with many twists and turns and some surprising developments that really shook up the bracket. Today we'll be witnessing what is bound to be a historic match as Agatha, a former Elite Four member, takes on Lance, the current champion of the Indigo Plateau. Now, many suspect that these two have a strong battling rivalry, as Agatha occupied the final Elite Four position for a while until Lance showed up and defeated her to take her spot. Since Lance later became champion, Agatha was the last test that trainers had to face before they went on to his room, and there's no doubt she must have challenged him to get his spot many times. Today, she gives her final attempt after coming out of retirement, a match to remind everyone of the good old days of the Indigo Plateau. Let's see what the team previews have in store. Agatha emerges with her balanced team with a decent defensive core and some offensive threats too. In this battle, she's going to have to utilize her Crobat, Weezing, and Gengar especially. Lance, on the other hand, has his hyper-offense Dragon team, and Garchomp and Hydreigon are probably the two biggest factors he has in this matchup. A historical matchup of huge proportions is set, so let's head to the stadium and see just what these trainers can do. A legendary battle ahead of us, Lance, the current champion of the Indigo Plateau, versus Agatha, a former member of that same league. Lance starting off with the Salamence. Now, we've never seen him use this lead before. He's switching things up when it comes to Agatha here, it seems, and Agatha actually sending out the Arbok. So hold on a minute, both of these Pokemon are going to have the Intimidate ability, so they will actually lower each other's attack. Now, this is a very, very interesting start. We're going to have to see how these trainers decide to deal with that. And Lance is going to withdraw. It all depends into what here. He's going to go into the Garchomp. Garchomp is a very, very good matchup against Arbok. But Arbok is, of course, going to switch out as well. So both trainers switching. And Agatha actually going into the Weezing here. So Weezing is a perfect counter for Garchomp. Garchomp can't do much against it at all. And Garchomp's going to be forced to switch now. Lance switching again into the Hydreigon. Now, Hydreigon should be able to deal with the Weezing a little bit better. Weezing's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here, but it actually misses. The Hydreigon escaping free, getting a free switch in here, and going for the Dark Pulse. Now, Dark Pulse is going to do a substantial amount of damage, even on Weezing, over half. And here comes the Sludge Bomb from Weezing, not doing as much, but Weezing does have the Black Sludge to get a little bit of recovery. Now, what's interesting here is that these are actually the two Pokemon that are the biggest threats, arguably, for each team, and Weezing actually surviving the Dark Pulse and going for the explosion on the Hydreigon. Will this take it out? No, the Hydreigon actually survives just barely on the explosion. Agatha putting no holds barred to try and take down that Hydreigon. Hydreigon is a huge threat. It is Choice Scarf, we know that. But now Lance is going to play it safe against Crobat here and switch into the Salamence. Now Salamence, another good switch here because that will lower Crobat's attack, of course. So Crobat going to be a little bit nullified in its ability to actually do offensive damage, but the Toxic going on the Salamence here. So Salamence is now on a timer. It is poisoned. A good play there, a good prediction there from Agatha actually, deciding to go for the Toxic instead of something like Brave Bird when Lance would, of course, likely switch out. But now here comes the Brave Bird on the Salamence, feeling comfortable even after that Intimidate apparently is Agatha, and doing a decent amount of damage there with the Brave Bird. But now Salamence coming with the Draco Meteor, but it misses. So both trainers having an unfortunate miss each. And that Toxic is going to start wearing away Salamence. Salamence is going to be of very, very little use soon. Crobat going for the Brave Bird again. Lance deciding not to switch out this time. And let's see how much this Brave Bird can do on the Salamence this time. Salamence will survive, so it will be able to try again on that Draco Meteor, and it does land it successfully. How much will this do on the Crobat? We do know that Agatha runs a relatively defensive Crobat, so yes, it is going to survive. And Salamance's special attack is going to be lowered here. Crobat getting a little bit of recovery, of course, and it will be able to outspeed if the Toxic... Oh, the Toxic does take down the Salamence. So Salamence being completely handled here by Agatha. Agatha managing that really, really well, and back comes the Hydreigon. Hydreigon will be able to outspeed the Crobat with Choice Scarf, of course, and it will go for the Dark Pulse. That should take the Crobat down. Crobat is down. So both of kind of Agatha's defensive core Pokemon are down, and now she's going to send out the Mismagius. This is getting scary against Hydreigon. Hydreigon is super effective against pretty much everything she has left besides Arbok, but now, oh, it looks like the Mismagius has the Colbur Berry, so that might allow it. Yes, it's going to survive the Dark Pulse and will be able to respond. What a genius play there from Agatha, making sure that she had a specially defensive Pokemon with the Colbur Berry, being able to take down the Hydreigon, the biggest threat to her team. Perhaps she can start putting in some work now. And the Dragonite, Lance's signature Pokemon, coming out on the field. Dragonite is a powerful beast, but now Mismagius is actually going to go for the Shadow Ball. But Dragonite, don't forget, Dragonite's multi-scale ability will actually pretty much cut that damage in half because it was full health, and they'll be able to take down the Mismagius with Outrage. Now, Dragonite, of course, is going to be locked in. Perhaps that was the only move it had. Maybe it had something like Earthquake or even Extreme Speed, which wouldn't have affected Mismagius. So a good switch there from Agatha overall. And now we'll have to see what this Mega Gengar can do. Mega Gengar on the field. The Gengarite has been activated against the Dragonite. And oh! Gengar has Icy Wind. A move that you don't often see on Gengar, being able to take down the Dragonite 4 times effective in one hit. Gengar, of course, is very, very fast, especially in his Mega form. And now, Gyarados coming out on Lance's side of the field. Intimidate won't do much against Gengar, of course. Of little to no concern for Agatha there. And now the Gengar will be able to make a move on this Gyarados, going for the Shadow Ball. But perhaps Lance anticipating he will be able to survive that pretty well. And oh, he's going to go for the Dragon Dance here. Dragonite, so he's actually going to power up on this Gengar. It all depends if he is faster now than the Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar has 130 base speed. So let's see. Yes, Agatha actually backing down, perhaps thinking that that Gengar would be able to one-hit KO her, and sending in the Arbok. Oh, a good play there from Agatha, actually being able to lower Gyarados' attack, so nullifying that Dragon Dance with exception of the speed, of course. And now the Waterfall on the Arbok doing a huge amount of damage, but the Arbok does have a Citrus Berry. I'm not sure if that will be enough health, though, to survive another one. Perhaps Agatha going for the sacrifice here, realizing just how scary this Gyarados could be with the Dragon Dance in line. So Arbok pulling off a sacrifice there to lower the Gyarados' attack, and now Agatha's going to go in with the Marowak. Now Marowak has a chance to be able to survive a waterfall here, so let's see if it actually is able to. If it's a high roll, no, it's a high roll. The Marowak is going to go down. Marowak going down to the waterfall. Agatha could have potentially pulled something off there if she was able to take out that Gyarados with the Marowak, of course, but now Gengar on the field against 3 Pokemon. This is going to be dangerous. The waterfall from the Gyarados, it will be lowered attack, of course, so no, it's not going to take the Gengar out. Dragon Dance Gyarados without that Intimidate would have certainly taken the Gengar out. The Gyarados going down to the Shadow Ball. Gengar is on a rampage here against Lance's team, but Lance has, of course, his Garchomp. But we did see that Icy Wind. The Icy Wind is 4 times effective. Should be able to take down that Garchomp in one hit if it doesn't have a Yachi Berry. Or, oh yes, it has the Focus Sash. The Focus Sash allowing Garchomp to survive the Icy Wind, the 4 times effective Icy Wind. Now Garchomp's going to respond with the Earthquake. That should undoubtedly take down Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar going down to the Earthquake, and Lance pulling off the victory against one of his former rivals, Agatha. What a match that was. A really, really crazy, really strategic match. That Hydreigon, of course, on Lance's side being a big, big problem. And Agatha, of course, putting in some work with a combination of Mismagius, Arbok, and Weezing, but it just was not enough to be able to handle Lance's consistent onslaught against her. That will mean that Lance is going to go to the semifinals of the losers bracket. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next matches. Before we go, I'd like to thank the patrons who are making this tournament possible. If you guys want to help further this series' potential and support it, the link to my Patreon page will be in the description below. That's all for this one. This has been SilphSpectre, and I'll see you guys next time for more True Power.